Hi, welcome to the Main Street Macro. I'm Neela Richardson. Like clockwork every year, the end of Super Bowl weekend kickstarts the beginning of the spring home buying season. While people buy homes all year long, it's this time of year when a surge of fresh home listings hit the market. But this time around, the spring housing market will be watched closely by more than just would be home buyers. Here's three reasons why. One, we spend a lot of money on housing. I probably don't need to tell you this, but housing is a huge part of the household budget. So it makes sense that shelter costs is one of the biggest components of the basket of consumer spending that measures inflation. The bulk of this bucket of spending includes rental prices, both for actual renters and a proxy for the rents homeowners would pay to live in their same homes. All told, shelter costs make up about a third of all consumer spending in the CPI last year. Number two, housing is a juggernaut of inflation. Last week, inflation came in hotter than expected for the month of January. The increase took markets by surprise, and major stock indices dropped on the news before largely recovering the next day. Housing costs were to blame. The, though housing is only about a third of consumer spending, shelter prices drove about two-thirds of the growth of inflation. The drop in stocks represents investors' concern that a pickup in inflation will delay the much anticipated cuts in interest rates from the Federal Reserve. Number three, the housing market may be the Fed's Achilles heel. Since the early days of the pandemic, the housing market has been a main driver of inflation. But unlike the rest of consumer spending, even the Fed induced interest rate increases have been ineffectual in curbing homebuyer demand and unwinding rental price increases. The simple fact is that people need to live somewhere. And without affordable rental housing and enough for sale inventory, shelter prices will continue to rise. That's why this spring's housing market is so important. It's the strongest indicator we have on the future path of consumer inflation. Thanks for watching the Main Street Macro. For more on all the latest economic releases, please check out adpri.org.